The Spanish Conquest of the Americas, an enthralling overview of the Conquistadors and their conquests of the Aztec and Inca Empires. Written by Billy Wellman. Narrated by J. Herbert. Introduction. There have not been many occurrences in the history of civilization that changed our perception of the world as much as the discovery of the Americas by Christopher Columbus in the late 15th century. As you might already know, a Viking named Leif Erikson had already discovered North America about 500 years prior to Columbus's discovery. However, that knowledge was lost, and the rest of Europe was unaware of this discovery, making Columbus's discovery one of the most amazing developments of the medieval era. The story of Columbus and his expeditions is compelling from the beginning to the end, and its consequences cannot be overstated. The remarkable, albeit accidental event caused a fundamental paradigm to shift and managed to change the way humans perceive the world. Still, although the discovery of a whole new landmass brought Columbus fame and stamped his name in the history books forever, what is relatively unknown is the immediate history following this magnificent development. Indeed, Columbus was one of the spearheads of the Age of Exploration, a time when European nations were subsumed by the desire to find out more about the world in which they lived. They undertook daring ventures for practical and symbolic purposes. Great explorers like Columbus, Ferdinand Magellan, Vasco da Gama, and others managed to change our conception of the physical world and furthered the people's desires to explore. However, they also ushered in a new age of conquest and colonization. The Europeans diverted a lot of their attention to aggressive expansion in this newly discovered land, motivated partially by curiosity, but mostly by material gains on a never-before-seen scale. The centuries following Columbus's expeditions are filled with struggles between the dwellers of the Old World and those living in the New World, and the eventual costly victory of the former over the latter. Unlike Columbus's famous story, the conquest of the Americas is not necessarily a topic of detailed interest for those who cherish the explorer, but the story is instrumental as it shaped people's understanding of the world. This audiobook will be focused on one aspect of the bigger story, the Spanish conquest of the Americas. Many nations tried their hand at colonizing and exploring the unknown, with some failing and others succeeding.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?